one of mine called Reflecting Pools. As I watched the water falling down walls of gray granite, I thought of you, friend, who told me everyone must find a place where they can breathe. As we stood at Land's End looking out at the San Francisco Bay, the dark ships moving in the stiff wind, the foghorns groaning like the Gorecki symphony you played for me at your Castro apartment when I was so wound up. Listen, you said, as you lit a joint and eased back on your book-burdened couch. It's a wonderfully slow movement from darkness to light. And you were right, as the melody rose slow as the sun from a gloomy mass of horns. Even then, I suppose you were living on borrowed time. Your life partner gone, your shrinks and meds failing to soothe the aching. The leagues of books, the Zen koans, your fawning students all melting into mute irrelevance. And even I, your still, I thought, close friend, ultimately a bit player in the unfolding drama of your life, which, in spite of everything, in spite of your parting words plunging down the page like men from the burning towers, I refuse to recognize as a tragedy. We found some of your letters in his bookshelves, Bob Winkley told me. I thought I should call. I shouldn't have been surprised. After all, you told me a year before that the drugs had arrived from Mexico. Still, I was staggered, just as when, that pristine September morning, the smoke squall from the first fallen tower chased me back to our Brooklyn Heights apartment, to Jay, 6 months pregnant, staring at the TV. The world will never be the same, the newscasters were saying. We moved to Massachusetts and welcomed our son. I published a book and pursued a PhD, and I continued to visit the city. I recall the stench of burning steel, the shuttered businesses, the heads jerking up whenever an airplane loomed low, the footage of smoldering, cadaverous Ground Zero, which was cordoned off and which I had no desire to visit anyhow. Too raw was the wound, too profound the devastation. Until today, 20 years later, I ventured back, guided by another friend to see what they had done. What work, what gesture could possibly speak to such a loss? So stunned I was to discover no brazen patriotic statue, nor monument of defiance, nor tribute to commerce. Instead, this chasm of free-falling water, like rain or tears, like sorrow or grace, endlessly cascading into the dark. I stood transfixed, and as I gazed into the abyss, breathing deeply, your light memory rose to comfort me.